What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So we have it, the Unrated event of the summer, that is what it's being called. Watch the Red Band, the Toxic Avenger trailer. So, like I Know What You Did Last Summer Legacy sequel, I haven't, held back on my opinion for that film, my feelings about that film, as far as what they're doing with it. I haven't held back when it comes to the Toxic Avenger. I'm not going to hold back when it comes to the Toxic Avenger. I understand why this film has waited so long to be released. I get it. I've gotten it since we started getting the information that this film was going to get released, and we started getting little teasers, and we started getting more and more information. I understand now why it was never released. I understand also why they're now releasing it. And my opinion has always been, and still continues to be, the reason this film is getting a theatrical release, especially an unrated theatrical release, is on the back of the success of Terrifier 3. Terrifier 3 was a huge success that the studios were not able to cash in on, were not able to get in on those profits because, the creator of Terrifier said, no, thank you. I want to release the film that I want to release without really any censoring. Let's just call it that, because I think, obviously, had Terrifier 3 gone through the hands, even partially, the hands of a studio, that film would be far different than what was shown in theaters. Because if you haven't seen Terrifier 3 or even Terrifier 1 or 2, it's a very hardcore gore horror film, or series, so to speak. And that's what this is. And I think because they saw how successful Terrifier 3 was, they're now giving the Toxic Avenger, after all these years of sitting there complete, collecting dust, and it's going to be unrated. So, as we always do, we're going to jump into the article details, then we're going to take a look at this trailer. And as I've said before, I don't watch these trailers beforehand. The only thing I do is look at a timestamp just to get an idea as we're talking through the article details, how long it's going to be. So I did look for the timestamp on this. It is 2 minutes and 42 seconds, so a pretty lengthy trailer. I do like it when trailers are a bit longer than a minute and a half. I think when it's only that long, it's hard to really get a sense for the film, right? Unless it just blows you away completely, which there have been some trailers that have done that. And we covered a lot of trailers last week, and if you go back and watch any of those, there were quite a few where, even though they were a minute and a half, minute 15 seconds or so, they were absolutely banger trailers, and I can't wait to see a lot of those films. This one, I've never been a Toxic Avenger fan. Even with the original films, I was never that big of a fan. Now, as far as the new approach that they're taking for Toxie, I mean, when you compare just the stature of the character in the original films to the stature in this film, obviously Peter Dinklage is playing pre-Toxie. And if you don't know, he's not playing, so let's scroll down a little bit. That is not Peter Dinklage right there. If you didn't know that, many people still think it's him, but it's not. It's a completely different actress. It's actually an actress who does stunt work. So she's the one doing it. She's the one in all the makeup, and Peter Dinklage is simply just doing the voiceover for the character at that point. Because I know when a lot of us thought, when we got the first look images of the character like this, we all thought it was Peter Dinklage. I thought it was Peter Dinklage. I was like, oh, he's really going all in for this film. I mean, that's a lot of makeup. But nope, it's not him. Not sure why that's the case. I don't know what level of stunt coordinating and stuff that's going to be in this film that Toxie is going to be doing, as to why Peter Dinklage couldn't have put on all the prosthetics and makeup and play it. Don't know. I'm sure we'll find out at some point down the line why that is. So let's jump into the article details. Then we're going to watch the trailer. The unrated event of the summer is headed our way on August 29th with the release of Bloody, Disgusting, Cineverse, and director Macon Blair's The Toxic Avenger, a brand new reboot of the Tromo cult classic that you demanded in all its unrated glory on the big screen. Ahead of the nationwide theatrical release of The Toxic Avenger, fully uncut and unrated in all locations, IGN has debuted the official Red Band trailer today. Watch it below, which we're going to do. The Toxic Avenger is fully unrated for everything from ultra violence to toxic content, mutant nudity, Okay. Splatter and piss play. Okay. Not a single moment has been trimmed out of the film for its big screen release, and we're hoping you'll show up. I'm not gonna curse on I'm not gonna curse here on screen. And if I were to curse, we would definitely bleep it out. And support it on August 29th. We hear there's another superhero movie coming out this summer, but this Avenger is the hero we really need now. Primetime Emmy-winning actor Peter Dinklage stars as Toxic, which I think that's misleading. He's not. He's not the one in all the makeup, and I'm wondering if they're even going to mention it further down in this article. When janitor Winston Goose is exposed to a catastrophic toxic accident, he's transformed into a new kind of hero, the Toxic Avenger. Now, Toxic must rise from the outcast to savior, taking on ruthless, corrupt overlords and corrupt forces who threaten his son, his friends, and his community in a world where greed runs rampant. Justice is best served radioactive. Okay, so more casting. So they did not mention the fact that it is not him playing the character fully. Again, just simply Google it. Just simply Google. I mean, if I have the actress's name, and just give me 1 second. Let's just see Toxic Avenger 2025 actress. Let's see if we can just quickly pull it up here. Maybe IMBD will list out her name. Hopefully it does. Yeah, Luisa Guerrero, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. So yeah, it is Luisa, and it clearly states here Peter Dinklage. And actually, let's pull. I'll pull it over here on the screen so you all can see. I'm not lying here. Let's make it. Now let's zoom in a bit. So let's scroll to the top so you can see it for yourself. Toxic Avenger 2023, because that's when it was filmed, that's when it was completed, and we're just now getting it. So let's scroll down to the list. Peter Dinklage plays Winston. Luisa Toxic, the bot. She's the one in all the makeup. She's the one doing all of it, and Peter is simply just doing the voiceover at this point. So if you didn't know that, now you know. I wasn't lying. He's not playing it, and I have yet to come across any information as to why he's not. Why he decided, or the studio decided, to allow somebody else to play the Toxic itself. So we're back to the top of the article as we always are. Now let's pull up the Red Band trailer and see what additional footage that we're going to get for this one.
Armed political extremists have taken hostages downtown. Somebody do something!
Wait! Stop! We'll get to all of that. Just relax, okay? We'd lost Shelly a year ago. These days, it's just me and the kid.
Looks great.
I'll just scrape off the black part. That part's pretty good.
No, give him back.
I don't want to hurt him.
Why didn't you do anything?
Sometimes it's better to do nothing. It's going good.
You're saying that this corporation would knowingly poison its own customers just to boost their own profit margins?
Summon the nuts.
Okay, summoning the nuts.
I didn't want any of this. I'm a monster.
You're not a monster. Show him your good heart.
Hey, buddy, I'm your dad. What the? I wasn't even involved. But sometimes, you gotta do something. Who the fuck are you? Just some dude with a mouth!
I'm screaming the kill, holding hands at the
How does it feel to be a hero?
a simple melody.
Do you realize what's at stake here?
Everything!
Find him, bring him here. There you are.
Only the good things in life, that's all that matters.
That was just self-defense. You haven't killed anyone else, have you?
See, when you say, self-defense,
He's an ugly son of a bitch, though.
It's all that matters to me.
The Toxic Avenger.
That's what the kids are calling him. I think it's swell.
So, I mean, they showed us a lot. I mean, again, it was almost a 3-minute Red Band trailer. So they showed us a lot more than what we've seen thus far. And at the beginning of the trailer, it did state that it was being brought to us by the. Let me go back real quick. It was very specific, brought to us by the studio or those who brought us Terrifier 3, which seeing that and knowing that now makes complete. I'm trying to get the exact wording because I know it was somewhere at the beginning of this trailer. Just give me 1 second, because Screenbox Legend. Okay, so let's go back a little further here, because it makes now a little bit more sense as to the fact it's unrated, it's uncut, and as gory as it is. Again, if those who were involved or in any capacity with Terrifier 3, and we saw how that is very much gore horror, that's what we saw here, and we got to see it to a little bit more extent, especially the scene where we see this guy outside. I don't know if it's a pet store or some old lady's apartment, where he's holding the cat, and she's like, give me the cat, give it back. He goes, oh, I'm not gonna hurt it. Gets in his car, and then as he's driving away, he throws the cat out the window. So that was pretty interesting. So otherwise, I see this as I've described other films, and okay, I got it from the studio that brought you Terrifier 3. So again, that's the wording I was looking for. That explains more as to, again, why it's unrated, uncut, and a gore horror. I see this having a very much comedic aspect to it. I also see this being very much like a popcorn flick, like what we used to call like action films that didn't have much of a story. And they just had like a lot of big name actors in it, and it was a very easy to follow. If you weren't paying attention, or if you left the room and came back in, you didn't have to really know what was happening to understand the film, right? It's a popcorn action flick. It's just really for pure entertainment. And of course, all stuff like that is, but this one is very much like that. I think this is really just to highlight the gore aspect of this with this reboot of the character. Now, me personally, again, as never have been a fan of the original films, and I've seen those. I've seen all those original films. When you think the Toxic Avenger, especially whether it's that or the comics, you think of this very large stature character. Obviously, they went a different route with this reboot. Peter Dinklage is not that at all. So again, not sure the rationale as to why they decided to change that aspect of the character for this. However, I mean, we do see a high level of gore here. He's ripping somebody's arm off. He's using his mop at the end and throwing it at somebody, and it goes right through their face. And that scene there reminded me a bit of like a slow-mo piece from like one of the Deadpool films. So it almost feels like it has a little bit of inspiration on how they do like that slow-mo as someone's getting killed and the eyeball is flying towards like the screen or towards the audience. So, well, I do appreciate the fact that this trailer is a better representation of what you can expect with this film versus everything else we've seen. I'm still not like, oh, I'm dying to see this. I'm super excited to see this. Will I see this? Yeah, I'll still see it, because I mean, gore horror doesn't bother me. The Terrifier films never bothered me as far as the level of gore that was there. I do know for some people that couldn't handle it at all. So I do imagine there's going to be some scenes in this film that are going to be very much like that. So I have every expectation that's going to be the case. And I do see this having a huge turnout from the Terrifier fans. I'm not sure so much of the Toxic Avenger fans, especially the ones that really enjoy the original films. I think going into this one, because it's going to be very different from those, I'm not sure I think you may lose some of those other fans that consider those like as a cult classic franchise and version of the character versus this new modern take where, as we just saw, I think it's more gore horror. So we'll see. And maybe that's what they are going for. Maybe they're wanting to garner up a new audience that wants to see more of this type of horror versus what was portrayed in the original film. So anyways, that's going to do it for the latest Toxic Avenger Red Band uncensored trailer, again, coming to us August 2025. And yeah, this one's been sitting on the shelf for a little over 2 years now, and they're finally getting its theatrical release. I hope the film is successful. I never want a film to not be successful. And that even goes for I Know What You Did Last Summer, the Legacy sequel. Even though I don't necessarily care for that, nor do I care how they're going to be doing the story, I don't want it to be a complete failure. Anytime a film is a failure for any genre, I think it hurts the genre, right? I don't think that's a good thing. So, anyways, that's going to do it. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let us know what you thought about the Toxic Avenger Red Band trailer. Also, let me know what you think as far as, this version of Toxie versus the original version that many of you may have grew up with or seeing, as you grew up. Let me know which one you lean more, that you enjoy more, that you lean towards more. And if you haven't done so already, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Otherwise, we'll see you at the next one. Later.